Listen very carefully and follow my instructions. Prepare your brain for the Cortex Labs Nootropics podcast.
I gotta tell you, being an entrepreneur, I will not go through the rest of my career without taking nootropics. Aniracetam, Piracetam, Modafinil, Noopept, Uridine monophosphate. I mean, phenylpiracetam, forget it. You could always have a better brain.
The Cortex Labs Nootropics podcast is about to begin.
Episode number 107 of the Cortex Labs Nootropics podcast. I am your host, Ryan Michael Bell. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. We're going to rock a power user stack because why not? This is an episode of Stack Logic. Stack Logic is a series that we started on YouTube. So if you haven't been watching our YouTube channel, go to the Cortex Labs Nootropics channel on YouTube. We just started a new series called Stack Logic, where we take one stack, we break down what the stack is, we read the explanation for the stack, and then we break down why each ingredient is in the milligram quantity it is. That is super awesome, and that's what this is going to be about. Before we get to the content, we got a couple powerful products that support Stack Logic, and here they are. Number one, we have a nootropic stack. It's called Cortex, powerful pre-made stack. We want a stack that works just by Cortex. You got two options, $28 a bottle using coupon code 5, F-I-V-E, livecortex.com, or $25 a bottle. You just have to buy two. That is called the Cortex Double Stack. Easily worth it. Buy that at livecortex.com. If you need my help personally, we have a consulting service on nootropics. We consult people from all around the world on formulating stacks that work well for them. That's it. Get that consulting service at livecortex.com. We got many, many different packages ranging from one call to 6 to many more. And if you're new to nootropics, read Smarter, Better, Faster. It is a book we wrote for you if you're new. Or get the Nootropics Starter Pack, which is Smarter, Better, Faster, plus a bottle of our stack Cortex in a package deal. All right, so this stack comes directly out of the Nootropic Stacks for the Business Professional book that we wrote, which is just strictly business stacks for business people. It is a modafinil-centric stack. So looking at the base of the stack, the base is modafinil. The base of the stack is always kind of functional primary component. It's what you want giving the most energy to you. It's kind of just the foundation of the stack. So here's what we got. 200 milligrams modafinil, 15 milligrams Noopept, 300 milligrams alpha-GPC, 10 milligrams vinpocetine, 400 milligrams Alcar, and a B-complex. Okay, so the explanation for this stack is the following. Some stacks are power user stacks, and that for some people, they're going to require high doses of certain compounds to achieve the right results. Power user stacks are high dose, synergizing in ingredients, and push the level remarkably high on what you can do with your brain. This is an everything stack, not for the faint of heart. That's a very strong stack. Okay, so let's break this down. 200 milligrams modafinil. That is our base. That is the primary functional component of this stack. We want wakefulness to be the overarching dominant part of this stack. We also want mental endurance to be the overarching dominant part of this stack. 200 milligrams modafinil and you will be both super awake and you'll have mental endurance for a considerable period of time, talking about 7 to 8 hours. Noopept we brought in as a cholinergic. Any good stack, if you respond well to it, should have a cholinergic in it. We've got Noopept, pretty high dose. Again, this is a power user stack. It is for people that require this much, and some people do. Strong cholinosensitizing nerve growth factor expression, nootropic compound in Noopept. We want to put a choline source in here because two things. Because we've got Noopept, which is cholinosensitizing, basically speeds up acetylcholine processing. So we'll need a little more choline to donate to acetylcholine for that whole process to make sure everything's in order and the Noopept has what it needs. But with modafinil and racetams or anything that burns up choline, it seems the case that you sort of need more choline if you're taking modafinil and a racetam or modafinil and another cholinergic. So we've got the alpha-GPC at 300, and again, some people just require that much. This is a power user stack. 10 milligrams vinpocetine is a very interesting addition to the stack. We put it in a lot of our stacks that I figured out that really work well and suggest to people because it is important to have as much optimization as you can so long as it all synergizes. And blood flow and oxygen optimization, which is what vinpocetine does, is incredibly super synergistic with the rest of the idea of this stack and the ingredients mechanistically. 400 milligrams of Alcar, that just gives the stack more energy. Okay, so modafinil will give you energy to an extent, but not much stimulant energy going on, which is nice sometimes to pair with modafinil, because modafinil is very clean and not stimulant-like. But if you want that extra bit of energy, Alcar is the solution. And then we got a B complex in there, because there is a lot of stuff going on with neurotransmitters, and we want them to be balanced. We don't want any system to be taxed or have too much of a neurotransmitter at one particular time or the other. We want it to be as balanced as possible. B complex comes in and does that. B complex for the win. So that is the breakdown of that stack. Again, read fully. It is 200 milligrams modafinil, 15 milligrams Noopept, 300 milligrams of alpha-GPC, 10 milligrams of vinpocetine, 400 milligrams of Alcar, and a B complex. That is going to be the kind of stack that I think, look, if you're looking to try it, anyone should give it a shot. Have some L-theanine in the background in case you really need to kind of tone it down if it's too stimulant-like for you. Have 200 or 400 milligrams of theanine, kind of just as a rescue strategy if that happens. But if you're somebody that responds to higher doses of nootropics in general, then this is an awesome stack for you. It's just got to be put together, right? It took me so long to put each one of these stacks together because I had to experiment with them and see what worked, and then try suggesting it to my friends, suggesting it to other consulting clients. And then finally, like, you just develop stacks that are put together really well. And this is one of them, okay? So that has been another episode of Stack Logic, the first launching here on the podcast. We're going to do many more. A lot of our Stack Logics will be posted on the podcast here, and then the Stack Logic series, the video series, which is different than the podcast series, is on the Cortex Labs Nootropics YouTube channel. Go check that out at YouTube. Search for Cortex Labs. All right, thanks so much for listening, everybody. Remember, everything we do is brought to you by a couple products. We got nootropic stack. It's called Cortex Powerful Premade Stack. Get that at livecortex.com. Coupon code 5, F-I-V-E, saves you money on Cortex. If you want to buy 2 bottles, you can get one for $25. Both of them are $25. That is the Cortex Double Stack. Buy that at livecortex.com. If you need my help personally, we have a consulting service, 40-minute call with me. Buy that at livecortex.com. If you need me, let's schedule a call. And if you're new to nootropics, buy Smarter, Better, Faster. That is a digital book we wrote for you if you're new. Or the Nootropic Starter Pack, which is Smarter, Better, Faster, plus a bottle of our stack Cortex. That came directly from the Nootropic Stacks for the Business Professional. Get that book at livecortex.com. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Cortex Stacks. And we shall talk to you soon. Rock on. Talk to you next time.